What's up? GZillaman8981 here with another unboxing and review video. The figures that I have today were ones that I was actually kind of planning on skipping out from. I did have the day off yesterday, so I did some running around and I managed to step into a comic book shop where I found one of these sets for quite a deal. I couldn't pass it up. So here it is. It is the Mezco 5 Points XL Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Round 2 box set. Before I get this box open, I'll show you guys the box as it's actually really damn cool. On the front, you have a nice display of all of the different monsters from the movie. You have Manda here, Baragon, Gorosaurus, King Ghidorah, Minilla, Anguirus, and Godzilla. I think just Rodan and Varan are missing from the front of this box. Looks like there's also a little bit of Mothra at the bottom there too. On the bottom of the box, it has some of the information from Mezco. It has some of the information about, the warning that this is a choking hazard, as these are smaller figures from what I've seen. On the side, it's just another image of the same thing on the front of the box. On the rear, you have pictures of all the monsters that are included in this set. One of the main reasons I ended up getting this is because right now my collection, out of all of these here, I only actually have a Showa King Ghidorah. I do not have a Minilla, a Baragon, or a Gorosaurus. I might have a Minilla from the Pack of Destruction set. I can't remember. I think he was in that set. The other side of the box shows the opposite side with King Ghidorah and Baragon. And the top just shows the Godzilla Destroy All Monsters badge. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this open and we'll get these guys out of the box. Okay, we are cut open. Let's get ready for the big reveal. Alright, there they are. Wow, they look like they're packed pretty damn well. This might be a bit of a challenge to take off on camera. Inside, there's a little instruction manual that shows you how to replace all the different pieces on the figure and the suggested way of using each piece, and the back is blank. I'm going to set this box to the side and we'll start taking these guys out of the box. So there was a little bit more tape that I had to cut, so I did that off screen. While I was doing that, I found out that this is actually a 3-piece box. So you have a back plate here that carries all the accessories and the stands for the monsters. Oh, there goes Minilla. Minilla is also a part of that little back set there. And then you have the front piece here, which carries the main monsters in the set. I'm going to start pulling these out one by one and getting all the pieces out and assembled. Let's start with, we'll start with Baragon. Okay. Well, they're actually quite a bit heavier than I would imagine they feel. I feel like they're actually pretty good quality straight out of the bag. Let's grab Baragon's accessory pieces. We'll come back to that leg. Take out the Gorosaurus, who also feels nice and heavy. It's quite nice. Grab King Ghidorah's tails and pull the big King G out of there. Bullet stand, I'm gonna lay this guy down. The wings I'm always scared of, as they always feel like they're kind of a tough plastic. Don't want to break anything here. Let's be nice and slow. And then you have little King Ghidorah's lightning bolts here. One of them's taped down. That's pretty cool. I'll leave these stands to the very end as I want to put these figures together and then I'll display them. So this is what the entire set looks like just straight out of the box. Minilla and Gorosaurus do not have any pieces, whereas Ghidorah and Baragon do have some interchangeable pieces. Actually, I lied about Minilla. I forgot about these. All right, I'm gonna put all these guys together and we'll come right back. Okay, now that Ghidorah is together and I have all the Minilla pieces out, this is what the full set looks like. Obviously, Gorosaurus is the least climactic as he does not have any interchangeable pieces, but still awesome. And I did not have a Gorosaurus in my collection before. I'm going to go ahead one by one. I'll probably start with the Gorosaurus and work my way up to the Ghidorah. I'm going to show you what all these figures are about, the articulation, the interchangeable pieces, the paint applications, how they feel, and then we'll go ahead and jump into that unbiased review. Okay, starting off with Gorosaurus. This figure is actually kind of one of the main reasons I bought this set. In Canada, it is quite a pain to find any of the new Playmates Gorosauruses here. We don't really get that line anywhere here unless you find it from, a local comic book shop that's brought them over. So I never actually had a Gorosaurus in my collection. But here he is. All these figures, I will say right off the bat, have a really, really nice weight to them. It almost feels like they're filled, and they feel like they're pretty high quality. I do like that. It's not soft like a regular Bandai vinyl. You get a little bit of movement, kind of a little bit of bend, but for the most part, they're pretty solid. So, paint application on this guy. For a smaller figure, I would compare this to almost like the Gashpons lines, like the high-grade Gashpon lines. These ones here, they have a lot of attention to detail. If I bring this in closer, you can see that every single one of his little scales is individually sculpted, along with his teeth. Now, they didn't exactly sculpt them individually at the back here, but everywhere up into the front here, each tooth is sculpted individually. His eyes look awesome. They look exactly like they did in the movie. They have that nice, gruesome, almost Dumby look that he had in the movie. The spine work on his back is very nice and is painted right down to the very last point. The toes, same thing. Nice, clean paint lines. There's not much going on with them. Just a basic yellow. And then same thing with his tiny little hands. If I can get that to focus. There you go. His chest is that brownish gray that leads all the way down to under his tail, along with the inside of his legs as well. A lot of attention to minute details. This Gorosaurus is pretty cool. As for articulation, you have articulation in both arms, roughly 360. Can't get all the way through. Same thing with this one. Actually, that one you'll get full 360. His legs pivot forward and back. Forward and back. And now I know this one is 5 points, but I don't quite know on him what the 5th point is. Nothing else seems to want to move. It looks like his neck is actually supposed to move, as he has a seam line there, but mine is completely solid. Oh, never mind, just broke it. There we go. And there's your 5th point of movement. Full 360. Awesome. Definitely like this Gorosaurus. On to the next one. Next up, the first figure with interchangeable parts. I think I'm gonna have to get a little bit closer for this. Little Minilla. I mean, I did check the pack instruction. There is a Minilla in there, so I do have one. I don't have any of my Gashpon figures with me right now. They're still packed, but I'm gonna take them out and probably do a video on them soon. This Minilla is also very nice for a figure. It has a very nice weight to it. You can I don't want to slam it down, but he's got enough weight to keep himself flat like that, whereas a regular vinyl would kind of toss over. Very hard vinyl, a little bit of malleability on the extremities. His paint application is good. He's got different discoloration in between the layers of, I guess, his fat. He's got a lighter beige on his toes, He's got a nice pink in his mouth with a small amount of individually sculpted teeth. That angle looks kind of funny. His eyes look great. He's got that big kind of almost happy smile, and that flows onto his back with all of his tiny little spikes. As for articulation, you have head 360, arms 360, and both legs full 360. So if you really want, you can make this guy do the Macarena in your collection. I don't think it's going to quite work. Here. There, or you can get him to do the splits. I'm going to pull his pieces up here, and I will show you what the interchangeability is like on him. Let's roll the dice. That doesn't look right. All right. So with all these figures, they're not like your regular, they're not like their regular vinyl figures that have those pop sockets. These are actually all on swivels, so you can pop them out. They've got these little tabbed swivels. That changes everything. Let's get both of his arms off. Take his head off. Perfect. We'll put his new head on. It's awesome. Those little teeth, so funny. We'll put the new arms on, which I don't quite know the difference between these and the other arms. Oh, I see. So they're just slightly curved a little bit more. If that's focusing there. That's all. Not much of a difference between those arms. And then the main attraction is a little puff of smoke. There's a small hole in his mouth there, and you just feed that into there. That is so cool. I like that. You can turn it any direction you want. Minilla, I didn't know you vaped. So that's the Minilla figure. It has 4 interchangeable pieces. I think I'm going to leave him like this. I think that's really funny, and it's kind of cute actually. Now that we're done with Minilla, I'm gonna hop on to Baragon. And here he is. Gotta adjust the camera a bit again. Baragon looks pretty damn awesome. Got his pieces there. His paint application, again, very high quality. These little figures actually feel great. Very heavy too. He's got a nice weight to him. So if he tilts, he's always gonna end up back on his feet. As for the paint, he's got gold horns, or beige horns, beige fingertips, and beige toes. His body is a brown with the beige highlights following onto the scales on his back. His ears look great. They're almost a two-tone gradient that go from a dark brown out to a light beige. All of his teeth are individually sculpted, and his face looks very, very accurate to the movie. He still has that pug-like face. Articulation, you've got articulation 360 in the head. I would assume 360 in the arms. There we go, 360 in the arms. And then 360 in both legs. So again, you can get some pretty cool poses out of him. Get him jumping in the air, David Lee Roth style. So let's pop some of these pieces off and let's see what his transformation's like. I'll start with his head. Head's gone. Nice Baragon trophy in the back. We'll pop his new head on that curves it. We can bring these guys forward and take his legs off. There we go. And there we go. I positioned that wrong. Now, if you ask me, oops, that is one cool transformation, although it does not want to stay upright. Maybe we could try it like that. It puts him into his crawling form. again, I think I'm actually probably going to leave him like this. I do like that a bit more. The difference is his head is obviously facing up with his mouth open, and his back legs, or his hind legs, are now in the curved position. I kind of do wish that the front ones were changed right off the bat. As you can see, he doesn't really quite stand comfortably. I don't think there is an angle that you can get him to stand comfortably. Maybe like that on his toes or his tippy toes. But still, very cool altogether. He's going to look great. Let's get him out of here. Now we're down to the grand finale, or the biggest boy of this set. It is the King Ghidorah. This King Ghidorah does not have as much, I guess I would say malleable or changeable pieces as the other ones, but altogether this is a great representation of the King Ghidorah. The paint is a regular gold along the body. As you get into the heads here, I'll try to capture this on camera. There's a bit of a gold flake sparkle, which is really nice. Looks like mine actually has a bit of a blemish up here. The tails have a different texture than the rest of the body, and as you can see, there's a lot more of that gold sparkle. These tails also pop off, and they're smart enough to not let you mess up. Each tail has a corresponding pieced shape, so you can't put them on backwards. Pretty cool. Little things. As for articulation on this guy, there's not much. Just his legs move, and I'm not going to attempt to move them 360. And then all three heads are posable, so you can have them facing any way that you want. Pretty cool. I did forget to mention that there is a bit of a change in color behind his heads here for the, I guess it's the hair on the back of his heads. And the teeth are also all individually sculpted, which is great. This King Ghidorah does look awesome. It's probably one of the higher quality ones that I do have, as I do not have the X Plus one. I am very happy with this one though. Let me grab his pieces here. Now there's not much to this King Ghidorah, like I said. It's really just his lightning bolts, which slide into small holes in the back of its mouth. 1, 2, and 3. But it does look pretty cool. Kind of wish they did something a little bit more with these lightning bolts. I mean, they don't really quite look that film accurate, but still cool either way. Now I'm going to get everybody back onto the table and we'll do the unbiased review. All right, now we're down to the nitty gritty, the unbiased review. And I'm going to start off by saying I don't really quite have anything to say. I am completely shocked by this set. I did not think it was going to be this great. I mean, now that I have the figures in hand, they actually feel like really great quality. Like Baragon's heavy enough that you can actually stand him on his hind legs like that, and he won't tip over like that. It is a pretty damn good set. And I mean, what you can do with this whole set, I think I'm actually going to grab part 1 as well now too, is awesome. Like, this is a great set. My only kind of issue that I would have with it is the scale. If they had gone ahead, I mean, you're already paying, well, in Canada at least, well over $100 for this set. If they had gone with a 6-inch scale, this would have been a great set. You'd be able to pair it with probably a lot of the monsters that you have already now. For example, you know, let's say you had Godzilla 1968, the Bandai. He is way too big. Oops, there goes Baragon. He is way too big for this King Ghidorah. Or, you know, even looking at some of the other ones, I do have a King Ghidorah in the 6-inch scale. I actually can't remember what the name of this line was, as I got it so long ago. Let me move Baragon again. Sorry, Baragon, you're getting a beating here. That King Ghidorah scale is quite great. I mean, if this and the Gorosaurus and the Baragon fit inside this scale here, it would be a lot easier to use other pieces in your collection, as I would assume most people like myself have mostly 6-inch, 8-inch, and 12-inch figures, as those are the most common sizes. But back to my original point, I do not really have anything bad to say about this set. Really high quality stuff. I'm definitely thinking of getting part 1, and I think I'm also going to start getting some of the other Mezco sets. I know that they're releasing, I think I saw a Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla set, which is awesome, or a Terror of Mechagodzilla set. I can't remember if Titanosaurus is in it. Like I said, I haven't really been paying attention to this line. I definitely will be now. Mezco, you have a new fan. Like always though, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the comments and the likes. Like and subscribe, and you know, if there's anything else that you saw in this video, like usual, even this guy here, because I know that he's not very common. Looks a little derpy from that angle. Drop a comment below and I can get onto a review of them, or just anything at all, even if you guys just want to see the figures. Thank you so much again. It's been a bite.